corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an
Active decay. It's okay to throw up.
He's about to blow! Cops go.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid, just a trash container. There is no such thing. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor car.
Did someone say pry bar? Pry bar, pry bar. Your palms yearn its cold touch, to grasp it once more, as you've done so many times. Ask the manager. Bullshit. Go straight for the pry bar and pry this baby wide open. Before you stands a vapor emanates. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio mic. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. A metallic drawer.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Cold and heavy, like truth. You feel like you're reunited with truth once more. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater. The white suede feels... Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation. You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Do what you will with it. Of course it's only in your head. Of course it is. But it almost feels as if the clutch handle is gently squeezing back. The smell of freshly treated leather, the lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard, and a neat little brush in the cup holder, all seem to be whispering, I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner. At the bottom of the sea. So strange. The machine is not on the bottom of the sea at all. It's right in front of you, well kept. Why did it say that? The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel again. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. The frequency tableau lights up, the soft purr.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I...
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. I wonder what Kim's default radio station is.
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio. He's not looking at you as he says,
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted the prime line, right? Oh, is that what it was called?
go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Souped up motor carriage for one bad mama's boy. For the heavier foot and the freakier.
God damn it! Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed freak or... You would be too if you had this motor carriage. But seriously, let's quit joking around, all right? We have a case to investigate.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect it to someone? Of course. What is her number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 00...
Received. Hold on, officer.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar into this. It's...
God, why can't you just mind your own business? She mutters.
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now. He watches you melt down stoically from behind the... Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. lives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at. When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. It's because the Furrows lost that match, said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while, Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Matt Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
The place looks the part. There's graffitio everywhere, and the traffic jam behind you is completely unregulated.
Of course. What can I help you with? Me? I am just a gardener. I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. Well, as you probably know, this...
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
Of course. Where to? It's there.
Even all the way over here. There's a drop of death in the spring.
What do you mean? Yes, sir.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the...
There? Buildings? Apartments? You should explore. Maybe scale a wall.
The harbor gates? Some shop? Just coast?
Rows of stalls under a broad roof.
I don't know. The abandoned... It's just water. No, actually, no problem. Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Really? None. Maybe just a tiny bit of annoyance. Before you stand, vapor emanates from... Inside, you see a set of steering levers. The frequency tableau lights up, and the soft purr.
This is Precinct 50.
Hello, Alice. Please assist.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000.
This is a...
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button
As always,
a flock of seagulls. Right away, the lieutenant
Someone must have been messing with... Oh,
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the speed.
souped up.
God damn it! Look, it helps me to stay alert. You would be... But see...
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect it to someone? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. A metallic...
Take what you need.
The pry bar. Cold and useful for opening all sorts of... The handles are... You can do good work with the... It's robust, weatherproof, lets you see things in the dark. The pull-out toolbox slides back. The white sweat. Your fingers waste no time closing around the hand. You feel an uninterrupted connection to them. After a while, you realize... Of course it's only in your head. Of course it is. But it... The smell of... I'm good. Cherished and cared for. The handle is pulled back. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. As you tap on the...
There's no use pressing the heat button. It wants... This is the Caprice Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like. The Caprice motor...
But this is different. This is a sports model.
You're right. I didn't take you for a motorcar enthusiast. Do you also like Tip Top, Detective? An interstellary racing series. You should definitely give it a go if you like motor carriages. It has fantastic competition. No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands, remember? A motorized vehicle, officer.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes.
Received.
Give it a minute.
Officer, I have still... Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer.
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about...
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable What? No, why would you even think that? Please.
God, why can't...
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already... No one calls the police. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they...
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the Dock Workers Union.
Okay. I didn't want to get in trouble with the other...
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
The other people who live around here. You don't live here. You don't... Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would...
The fucking nerves on her. Trying to hide behind weakness. You're a god. An angry but just god.
Hey, if you cannot restrain yourself, then I'll be handling the interviews from now on, and you can quietly take notes. Fine. But know that I don't approve of such gratuitous volatility.
Breathing on the other end suggests that Sylvie is still on the line. She heard everything.
No. I honestly don't know.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Okay. You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. You know whom? What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar in.
God, why can't you just mind your own business?
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Like Gart. You know women and their constant problems. Yak, yak, nag, nag. How's one supposed to get the love going like that? That's where you step in. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster. What deranged? I'm just telling things the way they are. Can't a man even be honest in his own head anymore? You have to act, Lieutenant Love. You have to calm that hysteric girl down. Tell her you've got everything under control. And then go and have a little boy's talk with the man himself. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
No. What?
Big Papa is happening.
Oh God. Please, just stay out of my life.
What? What is it?
Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to Gart now.
57th, over.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. I unexpectedly had to take a giant shit. Okay. Alright, let's go talk to this Kim guy. Or not Kim, Gart.
Can I help you? Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
God.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him.
Wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel? Does it mean you talked to her? What else did she say about me?
What else do you need? He looks at you, spinning your arms, then leans on the corner and sighs. His head drops between the shoulders, heavy and defeated.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with the broken wing on the morning she left. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. I should stuff it up my arse.
Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
Huh. Cock carousel. I think I understand now. It's what they ride until, like, 39. They ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest.
Ooh, wow.
Now, let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment. On my own.
And there we have it. Isn't that beautiful? Another situation fixed by Dr. Love.
Okay. My God. Oh, that's so good. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that'll be great. Okay. Sorry guys. All right. That was. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm gonna call Sylvie back. But first.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second. Sylvie Malaika on the line for your office. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Okay.
You hear the call break.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering. This trash container is locked. Just a trash. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock. Did someone say pry bar?
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or...
Pry bar, pry bar. Your palm?
We might want to ask for a key.
Ask the manager. Bullshit. Go straight for the pry bar and...
Pretty low. Pretty low chance of making that check.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs to the...
Thank you for clearing that up.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out.
I thought as much.
Well...
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Okay then. Maybe you're callous yourself.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
corpse.
Hang on.
The corpse. You seem to be. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from. Too late. It's impossible to keep until a pool of vomit lies under your feet. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Active decay. It's...
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna...
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Sure, I'm done with them. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eye. You crack open the ammonia ampoule and breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your eyes squinting, you stand in it. This delicate machine, ready for picking. Instinctively you crack your fingers. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin, the material appears delicate and fragile. They feel alien to...
Ceramic under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather. The locals probably... We should keep a lookout for these people.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil. Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist death.
No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They've removed all his clothes to get to it. Someone could have cleaned the yard, but that's a question for the red hat thing.
I talking shit about the Kuno? Come here and say it to Kuno's face? You wanna fuck me, huh? You wanna fuck the Kuno?
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre. The Mazda. The best
What? Are you trying to ignore me now, fuckface?
Kuno, this boots shit is super boring, and the guy's a total vitupaz.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for a full set, about 4 years of wages. By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them? Of course.
The lieutenant nods often. It's part of his unplastic expression range, communicating both professionalism and sarcasm. This time, the latter.
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action. The metal connects with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder. The only difference is a barely audible click underneath. Sounds like the end of a long dice roll.
Did you hear that? A click? This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally, from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. See these lines?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates, where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into small. The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Even the mongrels can see you're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So please, don't. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? This is not the enemy. This is the deceased, the victim. That doesn't mean anything, detective. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield...
The cadaver slowly The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you. Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
No, you should not get a drink. You should perform an initial inspection of the victim's corpse. We are on the rope, industrial strength, the kind used for tying cargo to lorries. Yes, it looks like they used whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. See this line? This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt, buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easy.
The cadaver hangs from the... An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso.
A map of the stars. I agree.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
His eyes are milky white. These eyes used to be blue. Baby blue. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside.
Good. The victim is of Occidental descent. Light brown hair, blue eyes. I mean white.
The corpse is dead silent. You have...
Who is he? He is male, 40-50.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his... The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremity.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
An acrobatic maneuver would solve this situation. Nothing can go wrong with a good maneuver.
Someone else? You mean like the police? Sadly, yes. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. I have thought of that, yes. But the tire tracks would compromise the scene. Any prints would become illegible. That's if we get it through the hole in the fence. Also, my MC has a sloped roof. It's a sports model. The roof is slippery. An all-around bad platform to stand on. How about I take you, piggyback?
The fuck are these pigs talking?
Are they bank or something? Oh, it's fucking boring, Kuno. Wish they'd fuck already.
Pig, why you gotta disrespect my girl? This shit makes Kuno sad.
Fuck that banana poika in the ass, Kuno.
I wasn't actually implying I would. I meant it's a bad idea.
It's a fucking hilarious idea. You two puscapas get on top of each other and fuck.
In silence, the lieutenant gives you a meaningful glance, as if to say, case in point.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
It seems doable. The kid's ladder is treacherously rotten, but you could use your hands and feet to reach around the tree, then hang from the branch.
Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this. Clown cops climb tree, fall down. Enraged cop assaults children after falling from tree. Cretin cop, they like that word, saws the branch he's sitting on, literally. Local children report corpse mutilation.
Fuck yeah, climb that shit, monkeys.
See, you're only making them do those things less.
What I'm proposing is, we save acrobatic tricks as the last resort, after we've tried everything else.
Oh, these have got to be the most fucking boring mulka parts I've ever seen. Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How? It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe cut one thread loose.
Yeah, now we're talking.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the...
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's test was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight.
Fucking idiot! Mulka ass!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels...
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting...
They only have...
Oops.
This is the
Officer, why do we only have one gun? That is even more
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. You've held this, a P9 armistice, before. At some point it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Kuno is silent. Aggression gathers in the air. The trigger feels delicate and ready to break under your finger. The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss. Do it! Set me free!
Don't.
Do it!
Intense shit, copper.
Could waved his gun! It wasn't intense, it was pathetic!
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the noon light as the corpse slowly rotates.
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty? Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
Ooh!
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a
Baby,
horrid stench.
finally. That's awesome.
Fuck you, Kurpale!
Ace is high.
You could add an
a
ace's
fucking
low to
high
it,
five?
if you
Really?
like,
From Kim?
by turning your
Okay.
back after the high and waiting for another. The high arrives with a sharp slap. As you turn around, there is a moment of doubt. Feels like that low ain't gonna connect. Chill. It's gonna connect. But then it does.
Bam!
And with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an ace's low hanging.
That's awesome.
I knew these guys were f***ed.
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys himself.
I knew they suck each other off.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
Oh,
Slumped
boy.
on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy. In the meantime, we should try to interview Everard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. Or we could ask around for the representative of the logistics company. My initial information says the Wild Pines have sent some sort of strike negotiator to wrangle control back from Everard.
You could ask the gardener for directions.
Oh, man. To give you an idea, I'm at least like 20 hours into my other playthrough and have opened up other areas and have very literally talked to everybody. And the corpse is still hanging in the back of the yard.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover. Cop habit. You look at everything. No.
Okay.
These tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street...
Alright. Let's see.
An intricate web of blue light. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars. Gone. For you to discover.
Hello again, officer? Down? Do you mean the body is finally gone? Oh, right. Can you tell me when you've taken him away then?
So yeah, that's the first time I've actually successfully gotten the body down. In all the time I've played this.
Can I help you? What thing? Yes. They come here in the evening.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even strike.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried, he was lynched. Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Actually, we need to go back to out back to open that trash can.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, with a well-oiled crack. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content. Just a feeling. A warning from some part of you. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans. Are these the victim's clothes? This
Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the... Drop them in here, officer. Yes, if we're still assuming the clothes were taken off to get to the armor, they must have stripped him of it fast, the scavengers, in a matter of days. Guitar-marked blue jeans. Pockets empty, or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Not really.
The fuck's he on about, kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant.
See?
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container. It's just organic waste. Cold. What's this? A blue piece of plastic. They look badly damaged, but you can... Not just any man's. This...
Officer, is that your paperwork? There's a lot of it, too. And you've got an autopsy form in there, in the back. That light pink copy paper. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? Officer, this is an official piece of paperwork. It probably contains notes on numerous ongoing investigations, and could even list undercover operatives, informants. I suggest integrating it into your style, for all our sakes. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Wow. An Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon. Half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny. It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels. And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000. Easy. Unless you're into hi-fi yourself. No, you won't. Because none of those things are real. They're not actually in there. All you see is food waste and crisp wrappings. All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron. The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong. As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salam Rocky Bayi, badass on-the-edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Oh, I can interact with the mug?
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not... Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? If you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough, finish the case and start getting paid again.
I'm right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Some kind of superstar. Fuck yeah. Let's see.
So you tried to kill Kuno's girl? What's up with that? You want to talk about it?
Not all of us. Acts like that stick with you for a while.
No one's moving anywhere. Do this shit again, and Kuno's gonna climb in your room at night with a knife. Kuno knows where you sleep. The pig who fucked his window up. I'm gonna climb in through that balcony, put the fucking knife in you. Yeah, I've been in your room.
It's not impossible for a boy his size to climb in.
But you and Kuno are good for now, pals. Shoot that shit at Kuno. Let's have a jolly time.
The determination in his voice leaves little room for doubt in his sincerity. He means every word. Needs to be taken seriously.
One word out of you, pig shite, and you're locked out of the Kuno experience forever.
You hear the Kuno?
You and Kuno are fucking done. Get the fuck out of Kuno's.
Let's go, officer. I've had enough of this.
The kid doesn't even look at you. You're dead to him. The girl is ignoring you. It's like you don't...
Scab? I was just messing with you. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Body betrays your...
Yeah, Measurehead. His body...
Your body does not betray your degeneracy. That's a lie. You're in great shape.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm Sandwich. You are not in danger, because you are not a threat to me. That is precisely that you reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my... No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. Jerking motions, signs of a late stage. You gave the world. You dominate. You will be...
It is, baby.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity. But bring your... The walls will be locked.
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with a punch and catch him off guard. man looks at you, silent and
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no...
Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash? Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the man is reeling, gasping for all you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip. Now's the time for a spin kick. He expects the 1-2, not the 1-3-6. No, don't be a fucking ballerina. Rip into him. Right hook. Get intimate with him. Bring the hurt closer. The man lands with a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button. As you slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side.
Looks like you're the new measurehead now.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he gets up.
Before I loot.
The man is still knocked out. It'll take a few moments for him to recover.
Hell yeah.
Went native on the chief, huh? Those ballerina antics were reckless. Should have just punched him in the throat again.
Wrong. You did the right thing with Measurehead. The ballerina antics won you the fight.
Let's talk about our right to work. You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down? We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strike breakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. builds confidence. Maybe you should ask them. We have families to feed.
So do we, Scab.
Inexplicable feminist agenda. There is something you need to see, sir. We found the remnants of an ancient artifact lodged in your hypothalamus. It is a cylindrical object, piss-weathered and smelling of liquor. The paint is peeling off, but you can clearly make out the letters Revolutionary Feminist Agenda on the hull. It appears that some time ago, before you became a joke, you were an actual feminist. Somehow, you've come to that conclusion. Perhaps you can work your way back.
Beautiful. Oh, okay. I see. I was like, okay, so what exactly does that mean that I've opened the hub? Okay. Now I know. Whoa.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist Samaran monk, focusing through not focusing.
Is that what you're doing with those folders over there? My thought exactly, officer. Shall we?
The drawer slides shut smoothly.
Oh, whoa.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. There is a white...
Yes, it was probably you. The service cloak is...
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism, a shameful way to treat a former king, even one as underwhelming as Friesel, because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. No advertisements, you notice. So who's funding them? After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table. The magazine is divided into several sections. Comrade, as you know, this journal... But, like, perhaps they've overestimated the market demand for... So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary...
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. This section, you also... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that. It seems to be part of a new public fitness. According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has, based on the description in the... It's quite strict. According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. That's very much the idea. President Kaczynski has long...
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask? What you do in your spare time?
You flip back to the front of the magazine. It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst, as you leaf through, the main feature though, is a lot. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the sub. The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that you think you're settling in. Instead, you find where to even start. For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically... Oddly enough, this article, under capitalism, thus, and that precisely, at the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're real. You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tourney is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
Ah, come on. Can this article read your mind? Well, there you have it. No reason to get hung up on the pretentious If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The tape, unsurprisingly, you skim the head. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Cape Side Apartments of illegally attempting to... One of the editorials sounds like their bodies just haven't been crushed enough yet. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents
Beautiful.
Hobocop. Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore. Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know. It would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say, to all...
Nice.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinet looks like the inhabitant is rather pedantic when it comes to order. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that? Fine, but let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Oh, shit. Oh, we've gone again. I need to go back and examine the room more closely. I wonder if Measurehead is going to be an issue later on. I'll beat the fuck out of him. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna go back to that room, and I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here and get something to eat. Because I'm pretty hungry. dude over there. Okay. Okay. Mountain air. Alright guys, I'll be back in a bit.